There's something about spending money that feels effortless, almost like it's slipping through your fingers without you even realizing. A few weeks ago, I decided to sit down and really take a look at where my money is going. And let me tell you, I was surprised by the small, seemingly insignificant things that were adding up. First, there are the subscription services. You know the ones: Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, and the list goes on. Every month, I'm hit with those little charges that seem so harmless. But when you add them all up, it's like, wow, I didn't even use half of these services, yet I'm still paying for them. I used to tell myself it's just a few bucks, but those few bucks quickly add up to a hefty amount over time. Then there's the convenience factor. How often do we grab that cup of coffee on our way to work or order takeout because it's easier than cooking? I swear, there are days I don't even think about it. But when I added up my monthly spending on these little luxuries, I realized how much of my paycheck was going to things I didn't really need. I love my morning coffee, but it's easy to forget that making it at home could save me a lot of money in the long run. Impulse purchases are another big one. I can't tell you how many times I've bought something while scrolling through my phone. Some random gadget I didn't know I needed, or an item on sale that seemed like a steal at the moment. That "I'll just buy it because it's cheap" mentality is dangerous. Once you get into the habit of making these small, impulsive buys, it feels like it's no big deal. But when I actually stopped and looked at my bank statement, I could see that all those little purchases were adding up to a lot more than I thought. Eating out is another trap. I mean, who doesn't enjoy grabbing lunch with friends or trying out a new restaurant? But the thing is, it adds up way faster than I expected. It feels great in the moment, but when I tally up all the spontaneous lunches and dinners I've had this month, I realize how often I choose the convenience of eating out instead of just cooking something simple at home. It's not just the cost of the food either. It's the tips, the delivery fees, the taxes. Every time I thought I was just spending a little, it really wasn't that little at all. Lastly, unused memberships. I think most of us have signed up for a gym membership, online course, or some other monthly service that we thought would be the key to improving our lives. I did the same, thinking that a gym membership would somehow transform my fitness routine. Yet, I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually used it. And yet, every month, the fee gets automatically deducted. It's a classic case of paying for something I don't use, which is a tough pill to swallow once I realized how much was wasted. What's funny about all these things is that they don't feel significant when they're happening. A few bucks here, a small purchase there. Who really notices? But when I added up everything I was unknowingly spending on, it hit me how much money was slipping through my fingers. It's not that I'm buying extravagant things, it's the small, habitual expenses that really add up over time. I've learned to take a step back and think twice before making these types of purchases. Sometimes it's the smallest things that can have the biggest impact on your finances. I'm not saying I'll completely cut out all of these expenses, but it's a good reminder to be more mindful of where my money is going. Little changes can make a big difference in the long run.